Road to QuakeCon Quake tournament.
Correct.
That's the one.
10 points to Zoot.
Thank you. We are moving to Cypher versus Tox.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yes. That's why I came back.
Who's going to stomp who?
Nobody. But Cypher might win, I think.
Yeah.
Toxic didn't seem very convincing.
Yeah,
Like,
he was making more errors.
Yeah, like some errors, some timing not going on, and also wasn't hitting as much railgun.
Ridiculous. He was hitting so much earlier on in the day. He was hitting like 80% versus Fazz just over and over and over again.
Yeah, but yeah, he had plenty of opportunities. But he did hit some crucial shots at the end of his last match that I saw. But yeah, not surprised, Fazz won. He's been training really hard lately. He's really quite stable. I think he's beaten some really, he's a big name himself, but he's beaten a lot of people recently as well. And Fazz has actually got a lot better at kind of a railgun. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird
not
to think of Fazz.
consistent, but his aim is getting really intense.
It's weird to think that Fazz is a rail whore. But his rail seems to be always, like, he can flick it. He's quite good at the long-range aim, I find. He can, like, flick a lot of shots. He's not so good at close range, I find, in terms of...
I expect to see him on Arrow Walk dancing around hitting.
Yeah, he's just great.
There.
Like, Arrow Walk is really, I wouldn't even get a frag against him on Arrow Walk. It would be really bad. But here we are. It's Toxic versus Cypher, best of 3. We're going to have T7 as the first map, or Furious Heights, as Sincaro likes to call it.
That's a pretty savage start, though, for Tox.
Yeah, that's what I told you. He doesn't give a shit about anyone else's plasma gun, but when you go up against Cypher, you actually start to care.
You have to. You have no choice. But if you can start hitting those rails like earlier versus Fazz, then I have no problem with his ability to at least not be crushed in this game. But it's just under so much pressure at the moment.
We should probably switch over to Cypher if we want to see where the first kill's coming from, because I don't think Toxic's going to be able to stay in this room.
Producer Reese, I heard you're going to get fired if you don't switch. That's what James keeps saying.
He really wants to. It's fine. But I'm just considering the Cypher should, secure this kill. I mean, Toxic would have had to have strung like 3 rolls together to knock Cypher out of that room. Oh my, that's a really, really, really good LG aim in that situation. Toxic will get away with none of his red armor now, but he will at least deny it, and he's pretty much going to die. The 50 health is available middle. I'm not sure what Toxic wants to do in this situation. Like, you're taking everything, but you're just dying.
Yeah, Cypher's being Tox at the moment, the way he's hitting all his shots.
Yeah, he's looking really, really solid. Like, the only good thing Tox has is like the spawn he's got. But okay, fuck it. Who could? I'm in a corridor versus a rocket launcher. No fucks given. Hits a 45 rocket. He's going to be able to pick up the LG kill as well, and he might even take the 50 before he goes back for the Mega, which is very, very smart. Well done, Cypher.
Surely Tox just needs to disappear off the map a little bit. I feel, even the first frag, I felt like Tox was way too present on the map to be, for it to be sensible.
I mean, what were you going to do, though? It's like...
You got to hide in the rail area.
Like, he got hit by 2 railguns. Yeah, it's just... I think he really wanted to fight over them. Like, this is like what Toxic does in a way. It's like, I am quite happy to die a couple of times as long as I get map control once. And it's very much, it's not like overly Avec style. Rip Avec, by the way. Send cigarettes. I don't know what's happening with Avec, unfortunately, but
he's waiting on stuff. He's playing the waiting game at the moment.
I hope he comes out okay from that. But it's like, he's not like the overly Avec style where he throws himself at the opponent, but he at least positions himself with the ability to leave a room after doing damage. That's what Toxic does, right? So the first frag, he was actually wanting to leave, and he got railed twice by Cypher. And normally, Toxic would hit 3 rails, or hit 2 and leave. But he hit 1, died. But Cypher having a little bit of a harder time now in the map as he gives away a red armor, and we are going to fight over the Mega.
And it actually has turned into some sort of control for Tox. He's managing to get some items.
Yeah.
So even though I feel like he didn't need to sacrifice 5 frags to do that, but...
Yeah, it's kind of hard though when Cypher's just hitting. And actually, Cypher's hitting a better lightning gun in this situation. Toxic just loses half a second of lightning gun aim, but still comes out on top with the railgun. Red armor's going to spawn. He could switch to the rocket, but unfortunately, a little bit too late. Going to let him go away. But yeah, you were right. Like, Toxic should have slowed it down, and he did slow it down. He gets himself a frag, but he's going to give it up as Cypher picks up his 6.
That is a shame, though. He didn't just want to leg it away from there. He wanted to constantly be looking at Cypher, not turning his back away from him. I think It's a bit messy from Tox at the moment.
Yeah, he shouldn't have let Cypher do all that damage when he scored his first point on the board, right? That was the big mistake. Like letting him go through, eat all that LG damage before you get into the red armor room. Because Cypher knew he could actually take a fight and he picked up a kill with a shotgun. But Toxic hitting some nice shots. It's the 2 yellows that are now going to spawn. And Toxic still looking to be sneaky, but he's not very sneaky. And he dies. And the yellows are still up, and the Mega. So Toxic's okay. Like, I would be very happy if I gave up that frag. I'd be a little bit pissed. You still hit a railgun shot, but I would be quite happy.
He was fairly close to picking up the frag himself, actually.
Yeah.
It's just the way that he was kind of falling down that room. Well, it wasn't very dignified on any level. He's put pressure on Cypher though now. Cypher's actually going to have to leg it. That was quite a lot of damage. And I think Cypher is cherishing this lead a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to lose his red, I would suspect. Toxic surely has to be around here. Yeah, he was trying to bait it out. But that also will probably win Cypher the Mega. So really, really even game despite the 7-1 scoreline between these two. The last kind of engagements have been particularly close. Cypher's very nicely set up for the red. So I'm expecting him to look for position because he knows he's got a similar stack, maybe even more so. And this red's really important for Cypher. So Toxic should meet Rockets very soon or something in this room.
He's not able to just move him away from the red though.
Well, Cypher actually left, got the yellow, came back, and was quite lucky with the situation that he picked it up so cleanly. He does take a rail. Again, quite evenly matched, but Cypher's got position, and he's going to take the 100 health.
And even Tox wanting to go for some armors though is a little bit sketchy because Cypher's just around the corner
Cypher can actually control
immediately.
this yellow, potentially. He knows it's the only one available, but he's... Okay. He actually could have gone in aggressive, but... Oh, man.
A bit of a respect through the choke point, but I don't think he was 100% sure that Tox would even turn up there due to, well, assuming that maybe he'd have some respect. Tox pretty damn low at the moment. This is surely going to be another frag very soon. Is he going to have an exit route of some sort here? Just go down with a bang. Do as much damage as you possibly could. Cypher's actually forced to go away and somehow hits that crazy rail right at the end.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good rockets as well from Cypher. Like, any chip damage in that moment, if he hit a slightly better one, he might have actually gone in with LG, because he did have the ammo for it. Oh man, he didn't want to take that amount of damage. Hits 2 rockets again onto Toxic, a little bit of chip damage, and there's a third. He's going to pick up a kill here, yeah. And Toxic actually looking the wrong way.
Yeah, he's got no idea
Cypher's
what's going
very hard to... Like, his rockets are still one of the best in the game. Like, he is very hard to fight against. And Toxic turns a frag back in his favor with the lightning gun off the spawn. You know, they have been throwing damage at each other. That's a really crucial round.
Wow.
It's actually going to be a second. And Cypher has to be a little bit careful. We've got 3 minutes 30 on the map. Mega's up, and even if he gets it, he could actually drop. And Cypher's in the wrong room for it.
Yeah, this is sick for Tox.
He actually thought Toxic maybe already went to challenge it, but Toxic was kind of maybe fumbling around a little bit, and he should be able to stop him from going. This hits the railgun, hits it nicely, looks for the red. Now this Mega is kind of important, but it's already going to go, so the spawn was at the top from Cypher as he got it that quickly, and he's going to pick himself up a lightning gun as well. But 4 frags, Zoo.
He's actually made it possible.
Yeah,
it
is.
That when it was 8-1 and he rushed in with the LG at the shotgun, that was a really risky play, but that's the only way he could keep himself in the game. So
he should just charge red armor now, because if he picks up a frag like clean now, which I think he can do, he should go in this room. He should go into the yellow room. No. Okay, he catches him on the exit. That's even better actually. So Toxic knows what the fuck he's talking about. I do not. And he needs railgun ammo as well. So
he's not going for the Mega. Do you think that's a problem for him, or do you think it's he has to kind of avoid it?
I think he can actually pick up kills. He's hitting way more shots, and Cypher's kind of slowing down the game, showing a little bit of passiveness. So, and Cypher's also got himself in a corner here. So the red armor is going to go to Toxic. He just picked it up. This yellow is actually to contest for. Cypher playing really sneakily around it. Picks himself up 50 LG. There's the yellow pickup. So Toxic doesn't actually know where he is right now. We'll find him, but the rocket from Cypher hits for 100 damage. But he does get railed on the exit and hits a face rocket though. And he just wants to bail. He wants to get on that Mega, and the red armor is going to be up again. The 50 health probably would have got taken by Toxic there. Yeah, he's up to now 99, and he's actually going to predict. He can... No!
Oh, he got
okay,
5 health. Wow. There is some bubbles there to pick up. 9-4. There was a point though there where Cypher was clearly concerned that he might be throwing a massive lead against Tox.
Yeah, Toxic actually predicted him really well, challenging the red armor through the bottom corridor. but Cypher flicked him real bad, and that could have been Toxic's frag, which would have made the score 8-5.
Yep.
And plenty of time to have a comeback in that situation. But now Toxic's, he's tilted. Basically, you know, Toxic doesn't talk a lot when he's calm, and when he's tilted, the difference is he doesn't talk a lot because he's a robot, right? That's kind of what Toxic
basically,
does.
essentially.
Yeah.
Have you seen Tox? Like, did you see him last QuakeCon?
Did he tilt?
Well, not so much, but he's a tank. I wouldn't want to make him tilt.
Oh, is he still? Yeah,
He is hench as hell, so it's ridiculous.
Yeah, but this game was actually a lot closer than the scoreline kind of suggests. But Cypher just a little bit ahead with, and I would say his rockets were really a standout weapon. Toxic only really got his aim on with the railgun in the later stages, and that kind of helped him pull it back a little bit. And Cypher overall aim is pretty crazy, and he has hit a lot of railgun himself. So I think Toxic wasn't necessarily expecting. I mean, there's always a possibility, but he wasn't necessarily expecting to get hit by so many exit rails at the start, which allowed for the win.
It's a shame that he had to give up the. Yeah, we can get them up. Well, the game is going to be over in 2 seconds. But yeah,
I mean, that's
moment.
pretty insane, LG in a duel, and that's also really good. Yeah, okay, that's Toxic LG in a duel. But in terms of the railgun, you know, I think Cypher aimed pretty fantastically. You actually see his. I mean, at the end, he got kind of bumped up a little bit, but he was pretty close.
Cypher's controller with all the items, Tox not able to sort of out-damage him on any level. And I think the kind of early part of the game,
megas. That's insane.
The early part of the game where he gave up all those frags, it's just, it would have actually been extremely tight had he not. And it was tight anyway, due to him almost making that comeback. Is that something you expected?
I would expect Cypher to win over Toxic 2-0 at the moment, just based off like Toxic's kind of how he's playing, what I've seen today. It's like it's really nice to hit a lot of shots, but sometimes it doesn't matter versus people like Cypher.
Yeah.
It's a lesson that we all kind of learn about Cooler in the early days, right? You can hit as many shots as you want, but it still doesn't mean you're going to beat Cooler.
Exactly. He's got all the items, everything.
Yeah, he's got the items, and it's really, really difficult. So, yeah, not surprised, but it's Toxic could have won as well. That's how close they are. You know, it's like you saw the 45 LG and 48 railgun from a losing player. You know, in a duel.
It's insane. It's just made like a bit more discipline maybe at the beginning. He seems to be a bit careless, almost reckless in a way, when he could maybe try and just say, okay, well, I'm going to play as safe as I can, even if he could even possibly anticipate those scenarios where Cypher does hit a ridiculous amount of rails.
I mean, it's kind of nice to feel out your opponent's accuracy at the beginning, and you have more time to take risks, which is always okay, right? You know, right at the beginning of the map, you can throw away like a couple of frags, but not too many. But you can at least kind of push the limits and see if you can rely on your aim, which is what Toxic can. If you're going to say that anyone can play a bit risky with their aim, you can say, Toxic's one of them.
Have you seen
so it just didn't work out.
Have you seen that he's been streaming lately? All of his practices
yeah,
and stuff?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah,
I haven't been able to check out too much, but I've seen that he's on.
Yeah, it's really, I fucking hate the fact that when people are doing LG dodging versus Toxic, where it's LG versus LG, and they're both trying to dodge, right?
Yeah.
Toxic seems to be able to predict their movement before they move, so he doesn't ever lose tracking. He just does this with his lightning gun, and they're just like kind of running into it. It feels like, but he also does use time nudge, so he's a dirty time nudger.
What isn't he getting land ping anyway if he's playing in Sweden?
Yeah,
I guess that's where he'd force Cypher to play. I don't know. I have no idea where they are. I don't know if we're going to get anything like Tox beating Rafa again at QuakeCon or anything like that. I'm not sure that he's maybe be focusing too much on team games to get a result like that.
I think I haven't seen Rafa's form.
People have been saying that he's really keen at the moment. He's really looking for vengeance for QuakeCon. That's the story. I haven't seen much of him at all, if any.
Sounds like you're just making up stories.
No. This is the words I've been getting from American voices, that they seem really hyped by his play at the moment. But still, Dahang's been largely more impressive than him over the last couple of years.
Yeah, but I think when you get on LAN setting, I actually think the game has changed a lot as well, though. Like, a little bit. Like, people still do what they do in Duel, but, like, aim-wise, everyone's just got better. Yeah. I was even watching Cooler practice, and he zooms on his railgun. You know, it's like Cooler's railgun's like 60% in duels sometimes, and that's just like, you imagine if you play against Cooler and he's 60%, how the fuck are you going to win, right? Because he's constantly looking for position, he's constantly tactically trying to get ahead of you, and then he hits most of the shots he's now looking for.
The thing with Coolers, I looked at stats of the 125 FPS league that he actually won a couple of months back.
Yeah.
He actually fires less rails than anyone, but they all matter so much more. The fact that he's landing them.
Because he always finds that angle, but he didn't used to hit as many, right? And so now he's hitting more. I actually think that like Rafa isn't that great at aiming, and Rafa is like a fantastic positional player, and that's really what made him quite good at Quake Live. He kind of broke the game a little bit, but he was never someone that I was like, oh, this is like my favorite player. It was always like Cypher was my favorite player in combat, Toxic was my favorite aimer. So I can see that Rafa might have a harder time just because of the amount that aim has become a little bit more important. I think like rockets are faster or something as well. I'm not sure.
The LG hit damage has gone down. Lately, which has done a bit difference. I don't.
But LG works really great in positional play as well, right?
Yeah.
You know, like this was a map that Rafa was just a beast on because of that stuff. But anyway, Tox is at -1. I predicted 2-0 Cypher. I'm gonna win whatever the bet was.
Oh, he's gonna go down 2 health left for Tox. Someone makes it happen. He sees the spawn on the other side, and he can't even go to the mega health. Cypher is going to give him a break. That's a relief. Almost a Tony moment.
Dude is happy.
Yeah. Well, I think Tox is happier, to be fair.
Unless you're like the biggest Tox fanboy, you'll be happier for him. All right. So yeah, we've got again a pretty even game in terms of where both players stand right now.
Again, he just throws. He has to throw frags at the beginning. To
Cypher has a little bit more armor. Okay, Cypher has like 100 more armor than Toxic right now, but Toxic also looking for position. It's very difficult for Cypher to. Nice chip damage, not overly important. I mean, sometimes Cypher's chip damage in mid-range is huge, but that didn't really matter so much just because he was so healthy. He took a grenade to the face because he's a dick. And now to fight over the yellows. I think Toxic knows when red's up and he should like try and get on it, but okay, Cypher's really good.
Yeah, denied.
Yeah, and he is also taking one of the yellows. Cypher actually messed up a rocket jump there. Yeah, Toxic's in a little bit of trouble. I wouldn't be so happy taking an LG fight versus Cypher. And this chip damage it actually matters. It's really fucked up now. Like, when you're at a certain position, chip damage is like, yeah, whatever. And when you're like, get lower on, like, okay, lower health and armor, chip damage is huge. Because you take one rocket, it's like, okay, you're at 30 health. He can't challenge this red. Cypher's going to pick him up here. Machine gun kill.
Almost a frag, 13 health, but he might as well be dead at this point. No rockets. Which is always a massive hassle. Cypher's found him. Is there any way he's going to be able to double back out of this area?
You can piss him off, though. Just kind of stand here.
He's showing his face. He's surely going to die anyway, but Cypher doesn't have the LG, so he can't get the kill.
That was like watching Toxic do that with his size. It's like watching a UFC player do cartwheels and ninja shit. You know what I mean? It just doesn't happen. So yeah, really nicely done by Toxic. But Cypher has gained the stack. He earned the stack. That one rocket at top with the chip damage before has earned him this. So he's really just got to worry about positional play where Toxic is, and you can see that's why he's walking at the bottom of the map. The yellows obviously going to be important. There's going to be one here. This is bad for Cypher. And he can actually take more LG damage here, Cypher. So he needs to get the fuck out and get on that red, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So if Toxic takes the other yellow, which he just took, this Mega is not guaranteed his. The thing that Cypher needs to be worried about is getting it and getting away without taking any damage.
He's got no LG. It's been ages since he's been alive and not been able to pick up that weapon. He's finally restocked his rockets. Well, this is obviously essential for Cypher. This jump in, it's very aggressive. The rockets actually are insane from Tox. He's got him so low. Does he want to go for a kill?
Toxic can get the red, even if he doesn't get the kill.
So he might have given himself a good advantage right now.
I think they're quite even. Toxic actually got a rocket jump up. Yeah.
Oh, 3 health, Cypher.
What's Toxic on? He must be really low. He had to take the 25. Can we go to Tox? Okay.
He would have picked up a bunch of health somewhere though.
Map control now is going to be... He's feeling like this is where I need to start winning. And he's got 2 items that he can't afford to give away, and he's got to take them really quickly. But Cypher shouldn't challenge for the Mega. Okay, he should do what Cypher did, which is rocket jump over to the other side there and just actually go ham.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Cypher was in the vicinity. And it almost earned Cypher the kill if it wasn't for the air rocket from Toxic. like, what the hell? And
he
Toxic
just spotted
sees him. You're going to be late, though, Toxic. Oh, my God. Is he going to give away red armor because of this move? If Cypher ninjas red armor... I mean, Cypher should be playing around the yellows right now. Yeah, he is. Okay, he kind of predicted that Cypher wasn't going to challenge red.
Cypher smelt it out as well. Some good game sense,
Yep.
whatever you want to call it, going on. So Tox is back on the major items. This is essential for him, really, if he wants to get any good kind of opportunity in this next 5 minutes.
Yeah. And again, we're just looking at this small amount of chip damage from Cypher. He probably will actually stay for this fight. He's done really well so far. Nicely done by Toxic. Pulls out the machine gun first, gets the kill. He can actually win a fight off that in that situation with the lightning gun, and he does with rocket splash damage as well as a shotgun to finish. So
that's crazy.
2 kills.
He was on the brink of death there for ages, and somehow manages to pull out.
Yep, and that rocket's maybe going to secure Cypher the Mega. Toxic needs to be like...
He can't go to red now.
He has to look for the health and the yellows at the top. Oh, he's got a chance here. I don't think Cypher can get in position to do anything. I don't think Cypher had rockets. No, he didn't. He ran out of rockets at the Mega fight, so he wasn't able to rocket jump up and cut him up. So kind of nice for Toxic, but Cypher has some control, Zoot.
Yeah,
and he has a shotgun, but he's missing. Yes! Point blank.
I thought that was guaranteed for Cypher at that point. Tox looked like he was totally caught off guard, but I mean, I guess Cypher was as well.
Cypher just looks pissed.
I mean, I don't think Cypher's expecting to have to play another map. He's just like, I'll go straight to the playoffs in a moment, right? And he gets to go against Cooler first map, but Tox might switch things up. Are you sticking around for playoffs?
Yeah, I'll be around for a little bit. Not all of them, but I'll be around.
Awesome. Yeah, so whoever wins this series will go against Cooler. Whoever loses versus Evil is
That's not a fight Cypher wants to take. Especially with red armor up in a second. The fact that he can spam rockets. Okay, Cypher now wants to take that fight.
Why is Tox hanging around for so long?
He wanted the yellow, like, desperately before he went down to the red,
Really?
but I actually felt it might have been worth, like, taking the red, taking the 50, and then going into the Mega. So he kind of hurt himself a little bit. It's now a 3-3 scoreline. And again, closing in on the 3 minutes left on the map. That rocket's going to hit, but only for a small amount of damage. And yeah,
More chip.
this is, yeah, Cypher style.
And Tox is just extremely early for red. I mean, unnecessary. He might as well gone and tried to hide in the LG room. Not like there's so many opportunities there, but I think at that point you don't really want to give the lead to Cypher anymore. Is there some kind of hope that you can cling on to if you are still tied up?
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is Cypher's, because he's got 100-100, Cypher's not willing to kind of rocket jump around looking for kills, and Toxic can actually win fights just by bullying him now. So Cypher kind of lost a little bit of advantage despite getting the kill in the red, just because he didn't want to rocket jump up. And he actually probably should have rocket jumped up with 100-100 and controlled the fight if he could from a higher position, but he went, you know, low in to pick up the yellow and came out and then lost himself Mega. So Toxic has, again, a nice little advantage on the map. Cypher is out of rockets. Toxic should chase this. Like, there's no reason to back off. Nice LG from Cypher. But Toxic will look to chase, looking for a second shotgun blast. And even if he hit it, he wasn't going to get the kill. So Toxic now knows red. He's like, look for it in a second, and he's going to pick it up, but he also wants the Mega. Cypher looking for that chip damage, and it is kind of important. Cypher could actually steal the Mega if he had the time here, but I'm not sure.
Is he going to go for it? I don't know, he doesn't fancy it. He's going to hit a direct instead. That's going to make Tox watch out a little bit, and he's going to be happy to get the hell away. 4-4. This is pretty tense at the moment. I wasn't expecting this to be quite so close. Cypher has admitted to me that he believes he's the best in the world on Lost World.
I can see why, though. It really fits a lot of his weapon choices. Nicely done by Toxic, by the way, just to get that 50 LG ammo before going into this room. That really helped him kind of like sustain some of the fight damage from that fight and put some out himself, obviously. But he's in a weird situation now, and he's going to run out of LG ammo. And 13 health, he is going to drop with just 1 minute 20 or 10 on the clock, and he can turn this around, but he needs the one yellow, he needs the LG, and he needs to get on the red, then he needs to chase. And Cypher will be quite happy to take that yellow. The red has gone to Toxic, so they're very even in stack. I don't know. I think Toxic probably has a rocket launcher in this situation. Not sure if he has an LG. And Cypher's going. I think Cypher actually. Yeah.
Can we go over to Tox so we see if he can make this comeback happen?
Okay, he has the weapons, but Cypher's going to catch him off guard.
Behind you.
What a dick.
Behind you.
That's actually not enough damage. I think Tox could turn. Oh, why didn't he?
He's still got a bit of time. It's just. Oh, he's not checking his corners.
Okay. If he gets this Mega, he can still make a comeback.
Something now, can you close the gap though between yourself and Cypher? That's going to be the hard bit. Cypher edging off. You've got no time to pick up more items.
Really nice by Toxic there. He's actually that's such a good play just to kind of hold off and expect him to come back down. 10 seconds.
Can't make it.
14 health.
Where's he going to find him?
He's not going to go down there. That's a death trap. He's going to just wait around and pick up the health.
I think there's no time left. What the hell's he going to have to do? Direct? I think he might have even seen a pixel of him there. So that was close. So 5-4 for Cypher. That's going to close out the series 2-0. That's what you're expecting. I mean, I don't think I think I could see maybe Tox picking up a map, but not the series. But I think that was actually, he played honorably.
Yeah, he played really good. I mean, I commentated that horribly because it's DM13, and I hate DM13.
I love that map, man. It's amazing.
I'm absolutely awful on it, as well as generally. I'm sure, like, pros of these days of any caliber would give you a better insight than me. But one of the things that we have to kind of notice is that how many times did you see Cypher pick up an item while getting challenged by damage, right? 0, almost. How many times did we see Tox get an item while being challenged just by damage, like chip damage?
Far more.
Almost, yeah, so many times, right?
That's Cypher. It's not just a Lost World specific thing. It's just what Cypher makes sure he does.
It really does lend itself to him on that map because there's like a lot of different angles and a lot of like Toxic. If you think of he's a player that always likes to be quite comfortable, the bigger, more open maps normally help him loads, right? Because he can walk into rooms on T7s, on ZTNs, and kind of be like, I sit here because you can't challenge me any other way unless you take more damage than me. But on Lost World, you can find lots of really annoying angles, and you can put yourself in like kind of like not awkward positions as the person trying to put the damage down, but like a lot of people are like, I need to be safe constantly in a duel. Like I have to, like I'm the player who slightly got less, and he's getting the item. I need to be constantly safe, right? But Cypher is one of these great players that is quite happy being in a weird position just to lay down the damage, which then actually gains him the safety on the map just by doing a small amount of chip. While other players would be like, I'm going to go high ground and wait for the yellow while you pick up this item. And Cypher's like, no, I'll sit here.
He's just good at avoiding damage as well, which is why he's able to pull off this kind of strategy.
So it's really nice to see him still playing that style, and you can still see there's an obvious difference between the two players. But I think ZTM probably would have been one of the closest maps of these two.
That does mean that in the playoffs we're going to be seeing Cypher versus Cooler, which is always classic. It's a brilliant matchup, that is. And then we're going to have Evil versus Tox on the other semi-final. Before we go to a more extended break, I want to ask you, if I made a petition, how many names would have to sign in order for you to not call your game diabolical?
Well, that's a good question, Zoot. But unfortunately, it's a real big marketing hook. My mum loves it, and the tagline of the game is, diabolical, shit name, great game. It's just going to sell us millions.
Is that what you're rolling with?
Yeah, and I like a lot of people, waiting for it a long time because I've been trying to make it for a long time. But I didn't give up on Quake, right?
No.
I will say I didn't give up on Quake. That's why I'm making the game. But I did give up on Quake Live because but I didn't give up on Quake.
Fair enough.
Just Quake Live wasn't going where I felt it needed to go.
Is it like an arena FPS thing for you, or is it?
It's more like when I work in lots of different esports, I like picking projects that actually kind of help the community load. So we were like the first people to do like a StarCraft Heart of the Swarm tournament with Apollo. We put down some of our own money. We did Bloodline Champions. We did a lot of Quake at the beginning because we felt, it was needed. And when you guys came in and took over Quake, we felt like, okay, it's kind of like we're not as needed now, and there's no point.
Problem is we had no budget, so.
Nor did we. But we didn't want to compete. And then Dota 2, we did early stuff with them. And then as people come in, we do less and less. And I've just kind of been like, I really wanted to do something for the Quake community, which was bring back a game that I felt that was worthy of potentially turning into a bigger esport title, because you can see the skill here in Quake is amazing, right? Definitely. But Quake Live is a great game when you're in the game, but a lot of things around it, can be
the integral features.
Like how do you build the community, with these kind of features and what they're doing? Not as much.
It's very difficult. So I'm hoping one day there'll be an updated version, or that someone, obviously, Diabolical, although honestly that name.
You could just call it Reborn, it's fine.
But there's the
But
reborn
Valve
on
stole
Dota.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So
Bitches.
did they do that on purpose?
No, it was
Are
actually
they-
completely coincidental.
Oh my god.
But it was quite funny. It's good marketing for me. Lots of people congratulated me on the release of Reborn. So thank you very much. It's gone great. Me and Gabe, you know, fist bump over it.
Are you still playing Silencer obsessively?
I play a lot of Dota, but I
Because
play...
please play something else.
No.
I'd watch your stream if you played something else.
No, you wouldn't. And you'd still play my game if I don't call it diabolical as well, so you're just a massive...
I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe.
fine.
I'll make a protest
Hey,
of some
you know
sort.
the best thing, right, about
Right.
making your own video game? Apart from the fact that you're always basically bankrupt and it's very stressful and everyone hates you.
Those are great perks.
Yeah, is that I will find people. I'm going to play on my servers and
Yeah.
I'll like, be like incognito and I will find people who are dicks and I will permaban them.
Yeah? Are you
That's
going to be
gonna
like
be
one of the
amazing.
hardcore sort of...
No,
that would be
I just
brilliant.
think it will be fun.
Yeah.
I might.
You're not doing the whole idea that a lot of CS players have, like get all the people who are sort of on Overwatch to
No,
go against each other.
Just me. Fiora James.
All right. You'd be the best admin. Why don't you
Yeah.
admin ESR instead?
I was head admin of ESR once.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Sujoy gave it to me for a laugh.
For a laugh?
Yeah. And then I went out drinking with him last night, actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, he's in town.
I saw him in
asked
chat.
him to come in and commentate with me, and then he said he's too hungover.
I still
so-
haven't met him actually, so just a mystery man
You're
to
not
me.
missing much. Like, he doesn't...
He turns up to your events and stuff, I see.
Yeah, he's more of just like a token Indian guy. You need one every event.
Yeah.
For,
I'm jealous that he just gets to go to events. He just does
Pays
whatever
himself.
the hell. Yeah, he's like,
And I make
I
him
deserve
buy me
to
drinks.
go on holiday.
Yeah, but he's you know, he's done a lot, right, in the gaming industry. So he's set himself up in lots of
Oh no, he's done it right.
yeah, like different ways. But he's kind of like trying to figure out what he wants to do. I think, apart from he just watches Twitch chat all the time, as far as I can tell.
Oh, I assume he's mingling
probably
with
in
everyone.
chat now.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Are you hanging around tomorrow, or is Sujo going to be around tomorrow?
I'm going to be a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then
Sweet.
maybe Sujoy will be here. I mean, casting TDM is really difficult.
Castings and CTF, really.
Yeah, but CTF is a little bit
At
easier.
least you have the
Yeah.
slightly better commands for it, but team games are very difficult in general.
I mean,
quite
the
hard to cover.
strategy is insane in both.
Yeah.
But getting it portrayed verbally, you know, we struggle with Duel. So how the fuck are we going to commentate 8 people at once? Fuck that shit.
I think,
They should put a
Do you have-
payload in the middle of it, like Overwatch
yeah,
in CTF. That way we can focus on something.
yeah, true. But do you have like a sort of CTF is better than TDM, or TDM is better than CTF? You did play a lot of TDM, 2v2, and
well, I mean, obviously,
and
you
you
know,
had a
I was
team.
probably like the best TDM player in the world.
global.
So, well, universe as well.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
Pretty much.
I think it goes without saying, really.
Smartest player. at least.
Best aim?
No,
Okay.
but I was good at looking at doors and knowing where everyone was. So they ran into a lot of shots.
You think talk to 0QL then?
Is that, oh yeah. No, but I really, really respect the what TDM is in terms of like how to play it out. But I think actually from watching a lot of practice, there's very few smart TDM players out there. There's a lot of TDM players that are just good at shooting.
Yeah.
But you need players kind of like I don't want to say Noctis because he is good.
He's brilliant, to be fair.
But Wins is playing great. Toxic's still quite smart. I haven't seen a lot of the other teams, but when you get really good at
Deliberate Murder, coolest team is really smart actually.
Yeah, when you get really good at TDM, you can actually draw a mental map and you kind of know where everything's going on without actually being there, just by looking at the overlay, listening to voice comms, but also knowing what weapons are likely to be available.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
Just
I
having that
spawn here,
coverage.
there's no point going LG, I'll go shotgun. And it could just be and then having that ability to fight and stay alive is huge, because obviously it's a point-based game. So I really respect TDM, but I played a lot of not a lot. I played a lot of CTF 5v5, right, a long time ago.
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
watching 4v4 CTF, and it's really quite interesting.
It is
and,
fun.
and one of the things I've noticed that's changed a lot, and I don't have an expert opinion on this, is that CTF, because it's 4v4, weapons and armors have become almost as important as TDM.
Yeah.
Because
They don't have
there's
the
less people.
Respawn on
Yeah.
the weapons or anything
Yeah,
like that.
even though the
but-
weapons are like faster respawning, but like the armors and position and actually the combat. Like I remember watching a lot of CTF players, and there was always a few people that would just go for crazy runs into the base without doing damage.
Yeah.
And now that actually doesn't, I feel, work as much. If you do get in the base without taking damage, great, right? And then, but a lot of the times it feels that it's gone aim as well. Like the whole game's gone more and more.
There's
aim.
so much.
Yeah.
People, they almost want more of the challenge in the game, because some
Yeah,
of the finals
I
are
just
like
think you
well
put-
aimed and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Just put payloads in every game mode, like Blizzard,
Yeah.
Overwatch. Like payload and duel. I mean, Cypher on a train,
What do you think?
attacking Toxic.
Producer Reese is telling us to go to a bloody break.
Yeah.
But do you
We
Overwatch,
can
are
go.
you hyped for Overwatch on any level? It's like my final. I'm
There's gonna
personally
be
not
a
that
shit ton of
excited
players,
right
but
now.
I'm not that excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
think like you know.
I've seen the content that I've seen already. It looks far too simple. At least for someone with, well, either of us with a Quake background, it just feels almost wrong.
I think the biggest thing that they're doing is I run into room, I press ability,
Yeah.
objective, payload move.
It's just far too simple. I think there's the
I mean, I
whole
don't know, that's
hardcore
3
generation
steps.
of gaming is is
Yeah, but that's
kind of fading away.
It's going to bring a lot of people
Yeah.
playing it, which is cool. I don't know.
I just hope it's like fashion or something. Eventually, the hardcore stuff will come back into the forefront of everything, but one can dream. Anyway, we'll be nice to producer Reese, and we'll go on a break, guys. We're going to be up in the playoffs relatively soon, where hopefully Tugul will be sticking around for a little more
I'll
of the
stay
evening,
for a game.
and we'll be with DDK as well. Apparently, it's a 10-minute break, guys. So go get yourself a snack, beverage, whatever. We'll see you in a bit.
Bye.